So I'm here with Kai Thurston and Alfie Mattocks. Guys, thanks very much for doing this for the fans today. As you know, as I've said before all of them, this is a chance for the fans and everyone who follows Dereham Town to get to know some of our new players because we've had such a high turnover. Unlike a lot of the players we've had doing these interviews, you have been around the Dereham setup for quite a long time before. You're both part of DESA. Obviously, Alfie's got the DESA top on now, so you're all part of DESA. So just firstly, a little bit about your playing histories and other clubs you played for.
Do you want to go first?
I'll let you start.
Go on, Alfie.
Alright, I'll go first. So my first year at DESA, started at Sheringham. Well, I started at Portland actually for the first month. Then played well in the under-18 game for DESA. Then got moved to Sheringham first team. So my first year at DESA, spent a year there, did really well. We got promoted as well, which is brilliant for the club. And then come pre-season, late pre-season, started really well with Sheringham again. We're doing really well, and then got the move to Dereham, which I was happy about. But only good things really to say about Sheringham, and that club will forever be in my heart.
So did you play part of this season at Sheringham as well, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. So I started the season at Sheringham, and I think it was early October. I got a move to Dereham, I think I've left Sheringham in a good place, and they're doing really well. So I can only wish them good things, really.
So how did you find the difference between, because that's obviously their step 5 now, aren't they? They played in the Thurlow Premier.
Yeah.
Did you think that was a good foundation for coming into step 4, or was it?
Yeah. So I was Toasty said that there would be a very big jump when I moved up to Dereham, and it was, to be fair, physically, mentally, all the demands is a big step up, which I'm still having to adapt to now, especially at a young age. It does take a lot of adapting to, but I think I've done well, and I think physically that's the biggest thing I have to say.
So it's a natural progression. You found that you thought that was a good building block for coming to here.
Yeah.
Go on then, Kai. Whereabouts have you played before?
Yeah, well, obviously with DESA, last year, first year, I started with Holston, which were third and none. I don't know if they were North.
Division 1 North, I think.
Yeah, North. I was there up till about Christmas time. Came on a little bit, didn't really do too much, didn't really start many games, and then went to Portland with Toast. Done well there, and then at the end, played a little with Dereham. Went through a few league games. I don't think I came on, but I played a part in the cup run. Played in a couple games against CBS, and I can't remember the first one, but it was against CBS, and then I was on the bench for the last couple games. Yeah. But
did you play any? You weren't in the Sporting Council squad that went last year, were you?
No, I don't think I was. No.
But have you? I've seen you play in under-18s before on a Thursday here, and quite a lot of the time you played as a fullback in those, didn't you?
I think I played, one or twice fullback.
Yeah, obviously the games I went to. Then.
Yeah.
But so your natural position, you think, is
midfield.
Midfield. Because you have dropped back at centre half a little bit in the first team.
Yeah, to be fair, the start of the season, I started this season off with Montford. I went there with Toast, so then I was dual signed when Toast came over here. But since then, I've left Montford and just focus on here. I played there centre back because they needed me to, and to be fair, I just progressed there. And now playing for DESA, I've just played centre back now for DESA really, just because I need to. But especially here, I think more my role is more as a centre mid. Yeah.
So you're both still part of DESA, aren't you? So you're both studying as well at the moment, are you? So a lot of the fans don't know really about the setup and the what you guys get out of it. So is it an A-level qualification you get from it?
You get a BTEC. I think it's a level 3 extended diploma in sport coaching and development. I think that's the proper terminology for it. Yeah. And then you can also study a A-level beside it.
Because you said off camera you're doing maths, aren't you? Is that at Dereham?
I'm doing maths and
I'm doing biology.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone who volunteers for maths, but
it's not great. But
and you've also got the chance to go to America a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, we're going on a tour to Las Vegas, San Diego, some place in America. I think in March time it is.
Yeah.
Just the experience for us guys.
Yeah, fantastic. So we spoke. There's a couple of players recently, like we spoke about Ethan and and Charlie Dickerson contacts the club a little bit and talks about how well he's doing out there, and I think he's planning on staying out there for a little while. Is that something you guys are excited about? Or?
Yeah, definitely. It's the lifestyle out there, the football. It seems great, to be honest. And seeing them guys do so well, especially, like, it's something to look up to, and it's like they're where we want to be, you know. So yeah, they're definitely role models, and you know we can only aspire to be like them.
Do you both see your future in football, or do you want to be a mathematician one day?
Definitely not. Nah, definitely a football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfie?
Yeah. If you can, definitely in football.
And so you see your pathway as going through non-league and see how well you do there.
100%,
Yeah. And so eventually, when you plan on coming back from America and maybe coming back here, and so the fans can, you know.
Definitely, you see it with like Chris.
Yeah.
Definitely a pathway.
Yeah. And so, what do you really want out of that? I know you say you want to play football full time, professionally, ideally. You know, what do you really want out of it? Where do you want to go? How far do you want to go? Or do you see yourselves doing anything else?
Or just play football alongside like a job, really, like or make it a part of a job.
Yeah.
Just play at the highest level you can and just gain as much experience and just.
And get a bit of money out of it as well, ideally. But it's more the journey for footballers.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's just the experience for me in particular.
Because most non-league fans, if we're honest, we're all frustrated, failed footballers ourselves. So it's good to hear, you know, two young lads who've. Because how old are you actually? Sorry?
I'm 18.
I'm 17.
Yeah. So we have, you know, to see two young lads at your age wanting a career in football and moving so well along, it's excellent as well. So all right. Apart from that. We've seen our league and the players in it. We've talked to the other guys who've been interviewed about the physicality of the league. It's well documented that this is a physical league and everything. But if we focus more on our squad, we've got quite a contrasting squad in the dressing room as well, haven't we? So we've got players with a little bit more experience like Dion and Luke and Swifty, who've played a lot of Step 4. We've got you guys. We've got people like Louis Mason, who's obviously an experienced local footballer. But what we seem to notice from the other guys talking is there doesn't seem to be any divide. There's quite a unity in the dressing room.
I definitely think that. I think like as a team we're all just like trying to help each other and like trying to just progress as a team, try and get the results. But we know like the performances that we've put in, that some results should have been better, and I think we're just coming out as a team, just try and push each other forward.
Yeah, and there's also ex-DESA players who are now grown footballers. People like, I don't know, George Green springs to mind as well, who's in there, who's obviously followed the same path that you guys have. Is there anyone particularly in the dressing room that you guys look up to, or has been helping you out more?
To be fair, I think overall, like the whole team has helped all of us, like young lads out especially, or in particular, like you can see Chris, he's a big character. You see it in his interviews, quite good interview. He's very well spoken, and it's like having him in the change room is just like good to like just uplift the team a bit.
It's handy in being an osteopath as well. He can strap your arm up at the end of it as well. So on injuries then, how is your injury at the moment? You're still playing games and everything, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you coping with it all right?
Yeah, so Chris got me on the programme and it's really working. I haven't felt it really past like 3-4 weeks, to be fair. It's just just building up the strength in it and then just keep playing.
Well, like we said on the last one, modern physio techniques are a lot better than they used to be. If you had a bad shoulder injury, that was pretty much you when I was playing. But you haven't suffered from injuries, certainly since you've been with us, Alfie, have you? Is it something you...
No, yeah, well, I have a bit in the past, but I think this season I've got quite lucky, to be honest. I haven't really suffered any bad injuries like Kai has, so just got to hope for the best and touch wood in the future. We don't get injured. So
the only missed games you've had is from straight reds on debuts and stuff like that.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one.
All right, so obviously you've got the DESA connection here, and that's obviously what's brought you to Dereham Town. But just so the fans know about the way you guys think about the club and everything, what is it that really makes you want to play for Dereham Town?
Just everything really. The club atmosphere. I think the whole club in general, it just has a unity to it. I think, and that just brings me towards it. You know, the fans every week. You know, turn up and are brilliant. So yeah, I couldn't really ask for more in a club, to be honest.
It's nice having a drum as well now. So I suppose you can at least hear us from the other end where you guys are defending as well. But with this league, obviously, if we stayed in the Isthmian League, there wouldn't have been so much travel. So what people don't realise is we've also got guys from London. We spoke to Rich and Ryan last week about their travelling coming into the ground. But away games, I'm guessing, I know you said you want to go to America, but the sort of away travel that you guys are now going through is something that's probably quite new to you guys, isn't it? How are you finding that?
Yeah, it's completely new. Like, never really done long distance trips, so it's just something you've got to get used to. Like, I think Toast said in some interviews, we've got to get off the bus better, especially like, you just got to learn and travel better, really. Yeah,
so are you finding a difference? Because you can cramp up and seize up quite easily if you sat still for 4 hours, can't you? Which you sometimes are on sort of like Halesoe in a way. We've got Sporting Council coming up in next week as well. So is it something you guys have noticed, or is it something you guys are dealing with, or how's the general feeling amongst the squad as well about all the extra travel?
I don't really know the general feeling. I think we just have a bit of a laugh on the bus. Most people sleep. Yeah, it's just like long distance.
And I've been up the back of the bus a few times where the players sit, and to offer snacks and that out to you guys. And generally, all the lads who've got their head on the tray fast asleep is always the young diesel lads.
Yeah.
All right. So the opposition then that we're facing. So like I said, we won't talk too much about the physicality, but one of you said downstairs that you don't see a great deal of 17, 18-year-olds playing. I know that in the Chasetown game last week, you were playing on the left, and you ended up going back after, I think, was it after Chris went off? You ended up left side of the centre back. And Toasty said it in his interview as well, that he felt like Chasetown targeted you there. Do you think that's right, or
any team would? If you see two young people on one side, they're gonna think that we're gonna be the weak link in the team. I think we've done all right. I think obviously we made a few mistakes, but we'll learn from it. We'll keep progressing and like moving forward. But I just think for any team, it's gonna be difficult.
Because you said as well that your natural position is in the centre of midfield. Is centre half another position that you feel you're particularly strong at, or are you just happy to help out, or is it something you often do?
I think I've only been playing it since the start of this season thing, and I just think the more I keep playing it, the more I'm going to progress in that role. I think for me personally, I'd rather play midfield, but I'm happy to play anywhere really. It's just centre backs. For my position, how I play could be a route to go down in the future. We've spoken about it in the stands when you do play in different positions. We agree that you're a better central midfielder just because the options that you create for other players from the centre of midfield. Because we spoke about it in other interviews how in non-league especially the pressure gets put onto midfield quite a lot. The ball goes over the top, especially a tactic we play with Ross's long kick. If the ball gets turned over straight away, the pressure's on midfield. So we want people with a good technique who are strong and keen to get stuck in midfield. So do you feel that's something that you've noticed in this league, that you have to hold the ball up a little bit more? Yeah, there's a lot of second balls. After the first contact, you've got to get straight on it. If not, you'll be overturned straight away, and you'll be on the defensive all the time. So without being pressed, you need get on the second balls, and then we can actually push forward a bit. Yeah. So Alfie, you play as almost like a left wing back in this setup at the moment. Or you certainly did last week, and in the couple of games you have played. Where do you think your best position is? Do you feel you're more of a full-back, or do you feel you're more of an attacking player? Yeah, I think full-back is my natural position. But again, like Kai said, I'm happy to play left wing-back. It feels both feel pretty natural, to be honest. But I think either one really, left-back, left wing-back. So where have you found the biggest challenge, playing as a wing-back, especially then in this league? Where do you think the biggest challenge has been? Has it been pushing on and supporting the players going forward, or have you found it difficult to track back? Or I think it's that in transition, from attack to defence, and playing in left wing back is hard because the transition you've got to get right up there, then right back is challenging physically. So I'd say that's the biggest thing, to be honest. But lucky you've got a bit of pace on your side as well. So we were talking about Carl Walker earlier, weren't we? When we were talking about fantasy football and the sort of role that he plays, where England have that luxury of someone who's a little bit quicker getting back. Is that? I know it's on the other side of the pitch, but is that a role similar to how he plays? Well, I'd love to be able to play like him. But I'd say that, definitely. Yeah, okay. So just finally then, I know you're really happy with the club and you're happy with how things are going and you're happy with the changing room and it's good for us to hear how happy you guys are, because we see DESA and the Dereham under-18s who we go and watch more as like a conveyor belt of talent to come through and support Dereham. For a small club,
it's important to have, you know, guys like you coming through and playing first team football. So do you see, looking back at the first years at the moment especially, do you see a good talented bunch there that are going to come through and play step 4 football for Dereham?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say there's a few in there, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And are we strong in any particular positions?
Centre mid, probably, I'd say.
Yeah. So when you come back from America, you're going to find it difficult to get in. Better get that shoulder right when you come back in. Yeah. All right then, guys. Again, fantastic to hear from you. Have either of you got a message for the supporters about how the league's going, or anything specific you want to say to us?
Not really, just like stick with us. Thanks like for support, especially for a young lad like us as young lads. It like means quite a lot. Like, just to see when we're walking out to the pitch, like just shout, and it's thanks.
Is it the same, Alfie? Is it?
Yeah, same as that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, if you do make a career out of football and you're walking out the tunnel at Wembley, just make sure you got a Dereham scarf on and remember that. All right. All right, Kai. Thanks very much, Alfie. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers.